Welcome to 10-Minute Health Tech, the AI-powered podcast where we dive into healthcare technologies and companies so you don't have to. I'm Anthony, and joining me again is Julia, our health tech expert. Today we're taking a deep dive into Ciba Health, a company claiming to make serious waves in preventing and reversing chronic diseases.
They're definitely generating some buzz. What's caught my attention is their focus on something called root cause medicine. It's a pretty big departure from how most of us think about healthcare.
Right, because usually you go to the doctor, tell them your symptoms, and they give you medicine to mask those symptoms. But Ciba Health is trying to flip the script by getting to the bottom of why you have those symptoms in the first place.
Exactly. Think of it like this. Instead of just putting a Band-Aid on a cut that keeps reopening, they're trying to figure out why you keep cutting yourself in the same spot. Are you using a dull knife? Is the lighting bad? Ciba Health digs into those underlying issues to help you heal for good.
Okay, that's a great analogy. So instead of just treating the symptoms of, say, type 2 diabetes, they're looking for the root cause, which could be anything from diet and lifestyle to genetics or environmental factors.
Precisely. And they're applying this approach to a range of conditions, not just diabetes. They're tackling things like obesity, digestive problems, autoimmune disorders, even mental health challenges. The idea is that many of these conditions share common underlying causes.
So if you can identify and address those root causes, you could potentially see improvements across the board. It's a pretty ambitious goal. And I'm curious to know how they actually put this into practice. Because you can't just tell someone, eat better and exercise more.
Definitely not. They take a very personalized approach. First, they do some in-depth testing, including analyzing your gut microbiome, which is basically the trillions of bacteria living in your digestive tract, and checking for food sensitivities. They also use connected devices like blood sugar monitors and fitness trackers to get a real-time picture of your health.
It sounds pretty high-tech, but I'm guessing there's a human element to this as well.
Oh, absolutely. They have a whole team of experts, doctors, registered dietitians, health coaches, even behavioral therapists, who work together to create a customized plan for each individual. It's not just about handing you a generic diet sheet and sending you on your way.
So they're combining cutting-edge tech with personalized human support. It's like a pretty powerful combination.
It does. And their results seem to back that up. They claim a 98% disease reversal rate for people who complete their 12-month program, which is a pretty bold statement. They also boast an 80% net promoter score, meaning their customers are really happy with the experience. But you know me, I always like to dig a little deeper and see what's really going on.
Well, let's do that. What are some of the specific ways they're using this Ciba methodology, as they call it, to help people? And what kind of impact is it having on their lives?
That's a great question, and one we'll explore in just a moment. We'll be right back after a quick break. Just kidding. This is 10-Minute Health Tech. No breaks here. Let's jump right back in and unpack some of these success stories. Ciba Health breaks down its services into specific health areas, like cardiometabolic health, which includes things like prediabetes and type 2 diabetes, autoimmune health, digestive health, and even mental health.
So they recognize that a one-size-fits-all approach doesn't work when it comes to chronic conditions.
Exactly. Each area has unique challenges. For instance, with cardiometabolic health, they focus on reducing reliance on medications like insulin and actually reversing the disease process itself. They even offer support for people taking newer medications, like GLP-1s, and help them safely reduce or eliminate the need for them.
That's interesting. It sounds like they're integrating the latest medical advancement into their root cause approach.
Right. And for autoimmune health, they do clinical assessments to look for things like heavy metal imbalances, which can trigger those conditions. They also look at gut health and food sensitivities, which are often overlooked in conventional medicine.
It makes sense that gut health would play a role in autoimmune conditions. After all, most of your immune system is located in your gut.
That's a good point. And for digestive health, they go beyond just managing symptoms with antacids or laxatives. They offer in-depth lab testing, including gut microbiome analysis, to pinpoint the root cause of issues like IBS or Crohn's disease.
It sounds like they're really trying to get to the bottom of things rather than just masking symptoms.
Exactly. And what I find really compelling is that they also have a mental health program. They recognize that mental and physical health are deeply intertwined, and they have therapists on their team to provide support if needed.
It's a truly holistic approach. They're not just treating you as a collection of symptoms. They're looking at the whole person. So tell me, what are some of the real-world results they're seeing with this approach? Do they have any stories that illustrate how this is actually changing people's lives?
They do. For instance, there's Bernadette. who was struggling with weight gain and digestive issues, and was taking medication for acid reflux. After going through Ciba Health's program, she lost weight, her digestive issues cleared up, and she was able to stop taking her medication altogether.
Wow. That's pretty incredible. It sounds like the program helped her body heal itself from the inside out.
It did. And then there's Natasha P., who is managing her type 2 diabetes with medication. After joining Ciba Health, she saw significant improvements in her blood sugar control, lost weight, and was even able to reduce her medication with her doctor's supervision.
It's one thing to hear about their methodology, but it's another thing entirely to hear about real people experiencing these kinds of results. It really brings it home.
It does. And they have many other success stories on their website. People who have found relief from chronic pain, overcome fatigue, and improve their overall quality of life.
This all sounds really impressive.
Yeah.
But I'm also curious about the practical side of things. What does it actually look like to go through this program? What kind of time commitment is involved? And what kind of support do you get along the way?
That's where their high-touch approach comes in. It's a 12-month program, so it's definitely a commitment. But they provide a lot of support throughout the journey. You have regular check-ins with your care team, which includes a physician, a registered dietitian, and a certified health coach.
So you're not just left to figure things out on your own. You have experts guiding you every step of the way.
Exactly. They also use technology to make the experience more convenient and engaging. You can track your progress through their app, message your care team, and get personalized insights based on your data.
It sounds like they've found a nice balance between high tech and high touch. But it also sounds like it could be pretty expensive. Who is this program really accessible to? Do they work with insurance companies or employers?
They do. They partner with organizations to offer their services to employees or health plan members. This is a big part of their strategy to make root cause medicine more widely available.
That makes sense. Employers are always looking for ways to improve their employees' health and reduce healthcare costs. And insurance companies are starting to recognize the value of preventative care and chronic disease management.
Exactly. Ciba Health is positioning itself as a solution that can benefit both employers and individuals, and they're working within existing healthcare systems to make their services more accessible.
It's a really interesting model. But what I'm most curious about is what sets Ciba Health apart from all the other wellness programs and health apps out there. I mean, everyone's promising to help you live a healthier life these days.
It's true. The market is flooded with options. But Ciba Health emphasizes 3 key things that differentiate them: clinical rigor, proven outcomes, and of course, that root cause methodology.
Okay, let's unpack that. What do they mean by clinical rigor?
They're talking about the fact that this isn't just some trendy online program with generic advice. Every participant has a dedicated care team led by licensed physicians. It's a personalized experience grounded in real science and medical expertise.
So they're not just jumping on the latest health fad bandwagon.
Right, and their outcomes are another big selling point. We talked about their high program completion and disease reversal rates, but they also report a 90% symptom reduction or elimination rate. And get this, an 85% reduction in medication use for those who complete the program.
Those are pretty impressive stats. Reducing medication reliance is a big deal, both for individual well-being and for the healthcare system as a whole.
Absolutely, and it's not just about the numbers. We've touched on some of the testimonials. But it's clear that people are feeling empowered and supported throughout this process. They're not just seeing improvements on paper. They're feeling real changes in their lives.
It's fantastic to see a company that's not only innovating in the health tech space, but also genuinely making a difference in people's lives.
I agree. Ciba Health is a great example of how technology can be used to personalize care, improve outcomes, and ultimately help people achieve their health goals.
Well, Julia, this has been a fascinating deep dive into Ciba Health, their comprehensive approach, their focus on root cause medicine, and their impressive results are really compelling. I'm definitely going to be keeping an eye on them.
It's been a pleasure exploring this innovative company with you, Anthony.
Thanks for spending 10 minutes with us, and be sure to look for more 10-Minute Health Tech podcasts.